How about Barcelona, though, losing in that fashion tonight at Stamford Bridge? Did that take you by surprise?
No, not too much. I thought Chelsea would win today. I thought it was the easiest thing to see of all the matches. Yeah, Barcelona fans and people that watch the game say, oh yeah, the red card, and that affected the game, and certainly it did affect the game, but Chelsea were all over them from start to finish. They played them in a way that was difficult for Barcelona. And then obviously it's like you're playing against a team that has an obvious weakness, and they won't fix the problem. They keep on having the same problem with, playing so high up the pitch is why they get a red card in the game. It's why they concede the goals and the chances. So it's like you're in a fight with someone and their left knee is bad, where you're going to kick them first shot. Left knee, no problem. So Chelsea's got the quality, obviously winning the FIFA Club World Cup. So no, I was not surprised at all with the quality Chelsea displayed.
But Nigel, you thought that Barcelona would go tonight to Chelsea and win, right? So are you more surprised?
I did. I'm very surprised. I thought I gave Barcelona the edge to get the result against Chelsea, but you'd have to say credit to Chelsea. Chelsea really turned up, and Troy made a great point when we were talking off air that for the big games so far this season, Chelsea have turned up. And the problem with Barcelona is we know what we're going to get. You know what they're going to do tactically, and that's what they did again today. They went there to be naive. And I said Barcelona, if I describe them, it's beauty and the beast. The beauty when they get forward and when they score goals and what they can do in the attacking says. The beast is the ugly side. They can't defend. They cannot defend as a team, not just about the high line, but individually as players now, they cannot defend. They're struggling to defend. There's an unwillingness. You talk about the red card. You get a booking already for dissent. And then the second yellow card for me was just a reckless challenge where you shouldn't have even gone in for that tackle. That is a type of tackle you go in knowing you're going to get booked.
That's the kind of you tackle, isn't it?
It is my kind of tackle, yes. It's a signature of, I'm going to get a yellow card, have that, get up, yes, ref, take your yellow card and get on. But you've already been booked. You don't put yourself down to 10 men when you're playing Chelsea away from home. And even Hansi Flick, to give him a high five on the way off the pitch for me, was just absolutely just crazy.
Was that because Hansi Flick kind of put him in that position to come across that way? So he's kind of like, OK, well, this is just going to happen with the way that we play sometimes. Yeah,
for me, it's crazy. It's like there's no feel for the moment. It's kind of giving him an excuse, like, oh, unlucky. It's not unlucky, as Nigel just described. Dissent, that's your own doing. A bad tackle because you're out of position. We spoke about this the last time we did it. It was all about that high line. And we were talking in the pre-production, do you want to go on the same thing again? It feels like we've been speaking about this high line for nearly 18 months. But when you don't have control of the midfield and you keep saying every single time Lamine Yamal is going to be the one to get us out of it, for me, it becomes predictable. And Chelsea have been exceptional in the way that they play. Really frustrating when you look at it. Yes, they're a young team. We're not going to give them that out. But every single time there's a massive game, whether it be PSG in the Club World Cup, Liverpool when they've got 8 injuries, they turn up and show up at these big games. So for me, it's like, where was this against Brighton when you lose? Where is it in these other games? Karabag when you struggled. Like, we need to see consistency now, and I'm not giving them the 23 and under route out. They were excellent tonight. Barcelona have got some serious questions.
Well, we always say it's easy to lift yourself at big games. Like, we've been there, you've done it when you go to an Old Trafford or somewhere else instead of going to Stoke, that you're going to lift yourself up naturally. And that's what Chelsea have. But they need to find the other side of, if you want to be serious contenders to win the Champions League or to win the Premier League title, you need to lift yourself up for the so-called smaller games and the smaller clubs. So credit to Chelsea. But we always say as well, goals change games. Barcelona, the first 15, 20 minutes, I saw what Hansi Flick talks about, what he wants, how he wants a bit more aggression, higher up the pitch and pressing. That's what they did to get that chance for Torres. And he misses, which you think 9 out of 10 times he scores that. And that miss there sets the momentum going in Chelsea's favour, where we say goals change games. But we saw a bit of what Hansi Flick moans about, what he demands from his attacking players higher up the pitch, for the high press, win it back high up the pitch. Then we don't have to worry so much about the high line. But if you don't have players that can do it consistently, and to have it at that high demand for 90 minutes, it's impossible.
For me, that goal doesn't change the game, though.
100%.
This is basically what I think what we're all trying to say.
They didn't score.
But no, they didn't score. But even if they scored, I would even argue even if they scored twice, because it doesn't matter. They're still going to play the same way. It's not like they're going to score and then they're going to say, OK, let's play possession, suck these guys in, then we'll go on the counter. A little bit like Pep learned his lesson, by the way. He doesn't always just play high line. Like when some of the bigger games, he's dropped his team back and made it difficult, and then Doku goes on the counter, and then they look really good. Barcelona will continue to play the same way, which is why I've said in the beginning of the season, they will never win the Champions League playing this type of football. If they get to the, I know they're going to get to the knockout stages. When they get to the knockout stages, if then all of a sudden he says, hey, guys, when we have a lead, let's drop. Hey, when we don't have pressure on the football, let's drop. Let's shift together. Let's slide. Let's be more pragmatic. Then they have a chance to win the Champions League, because with the ball, they're one of the best. But at the moment, even if they scored today, it wouldn't have mattered. The game would have ended pretty much the same way.
But the thing you have to remember as well, as a striker, I only have to get that run right once. And the way that they play, and with that high line, you're going to give me 5, 6, 7 chances per game to get it right once. That's where, for me, whether they score or they don't score, you keep the quality that Chelsea have and the quality that these teams have that they play, they only need one chance.
And this is why we say that it's not just the high line, it's also individual defending, and that's the moments there. But this kid there, for me, I went on to say it, Poppy, this is the face of Brazilian football now. It's amazing how things turn around. At first, we thought it was going to be Endrick. Estêvão is the new face of Brazilian soccer.
Estêvão, he has been incredible. 5 goals in 17 appearances. Let's see if Guillem Balagué is with us from Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, Guillem, the game was billed over here about Yamal versus Estêvão. And one of our own made a very wild statement. Jeff Shreve said, this is the next Lionel Messi, Ronaldo comparison. I think personally that's a little bit too early, too soon. But how was the comparison when you watched the two of them? Obviously, Lamine Yamal, we all consider to be one of the world's best footballers. Estêvão, young talent. What did you see on the night, and was there any comparisons to the two?
We love to make narratives like that, you know, the 18-year-olds, both of them, 3 months separating both of them. But what we saw is a team that helped Estêvão and a team that didn't help Lamine. Estêvão the goal was fantastic. He had to come out from his head, from his intuition, the dribbling, the execution, fantastic. But every time he had the ball, he was on the verge of creating something. He was sharp and he beat his defender. Lamine Yamal is struggling with a groin injury. And the groin injuries, and you tell me this, you'll know better than me, but it's not one that you can rest and then it goes. You either operate, which he doesn't want to, or you go through it. You play through it, through the pain and through the uncomfort. And it really affects those players that are trying to change direction, trying to make moves like a dribbler. So Lamine seemed a little bit affected by it, because this is another thing that happens with groin injuries. You have it and then you don't have it and then it comes back again. It seemed great at the weekend and it didn't seem fine. But at the same time, you need your team to help, like steal the ball early or like give you the ball in good conditions. He had to dribble 2 or 3 players. So the team held Estêvão, and then that's why you saw a better player than Lamine.
So true, Guillem. It was an absolute nightmare, wasn't it, really, for Barcelona? Great day for Chelsea at home, though, and all their fans at Stamford Bridge. Good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you very soon.
See you soon.
Goals in the Champions League so far this season. I think the worry as well is we'll look at the high line going wrong here. Every team, Nigel, feels like they've got a chance to score against a team like Barcelona.
100%. With all the modern technology we've got, Poppy, and the video analysis that these players get, they know exactly what it is. Third man run, perfectly timed runs. That's what's going to happen. For me, that is just crazy to be that high. And you're playing against a team that has pace with quality. That there obviously wasn't the best by Neto there, but it's just a big risk because there's no plan B.
They try to step and hold, though. That's the biggest. The high line's one thing, but then they try to step and hold the line when there's no pressure on the football. That's suicidal in football. And with a team with this kind of talent, this is going to just keep happening.
And we don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's like what we said about stepping up. There's a difference between holding the line and letting players run offside than stepping up, and they actually step up. And this is it again. They tried to step and hold. You've got to follow your runners in that situation. That's what you're taught when you're young. You've got to follow your runners. It's called hard work. They don't want to do that, but again, it's Hansi Flick has to take responsibility.
Yeah, they're following direction. Obviously, there's times when they get it right, and we're going to show that now to add a little bit of balance to it. But for us, as we said there, when you get it wrong, it's poor. But this is a really brave high line. Look, in terms of where the line of the wall is to there, obviously they score with Enzo here with Chelsea, but he's offside. It works in your favour, but all in all, I only have to get it right once, and Chelsea got it right 3, 4, 5 times today, and then ended up scoring 3 goals. But when they get it wrong, here, like nobody's actually thinking it's offside. Look at every single Barcelona player, they're still playing on because they know there's a strong possibility that we've got it wrong again.
Do you think anybody enjoys, obviously the attacking side of the players probably enjoy this style, but do you think any defensive players for Barcelona, Grella, are enjoying the way that they play at the minute?
I think it's difficult for them. You know, the red card comes from that as well. It's like we flip a coin, right? Heads or tails, and if it goes on tails once, you lose. And I have to flip it 10 times. It's in a league over the course of 38 games or 36 or whatever, you're going to come out on top because you're going to suffocate teams, and we show the good reasons why it works. But in the Champions League football, on the highest level, teams will slap you around. I mean, Chelsea's a young team, but do you see they beat Barcelona bad today in 3-0, and then they could have been more, and they were passing it around, and at the highest level, that football cannot win at the highest level.
Well, it's really simple. It's not as if we're seeing Chelsea do or Brugge before do these wonderful patterns of play that open them up. It's go from one side, take a touch inside, and lift it. And it's just it's really, really basic. And if you're talking about the defenders, ask them how their hamstrings are feeling.
Yeah.
Every single time they're doing 60-yard runs backwards. That's not what they're used to.
It's entertaining, though, isn't it, for the neutral to watch? There's no doubt about that.